Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pink Week here on SpandexCast. I am your host for this episode. You can call me Kyoryu Pink, but I'm also known as Red Mystic Ranger. That's it. Joining me today is Reiji Phoenix, aka Shinken Pink,
Oh yeah.
and our first guest ever from our first episode. It's Orange Falcon, aka Megaforce Pink.
Namaste.
Namaste, peace.
Peace out.
Oh yeah, what? Someone gonna say something?
I think he said pizza.
Oh, pizza.
I
I
said
like
peace out. You guys deaf?
Yes. But also pizza is much better.
I
Okay.
do like pizza. We talked about pizza on our last episode. Huh.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's because the whole episode was about it.
Well,
The turbo
duh.
episode.
It was awesome.
You're
Oh
welcome, internet.
man. Anyway, let's move on to news, shall we? We got a little bit of news. Last week we reported the names of all the people um returning to Super Mega Force, and it seems we can add one more person on there for sure, and that would be Allison McInnes, aka Dana from Lightspeed Rescue. And then today we just saw a picture uploaded, and it shows the one and only Patricia Jolie, aka Cassie from Turbo and Space. But we hadn't heard anything about her returning before this picture was taken, and she was with who was she with in that picture?
TJ.
Yeah, she was with
It seemed. We're not
yeah,
100% sure, but
yeah.
it seems like it.
She's definitely with Jason Font and Brittany Pirtle, and I think that's Melody Perkins, aka Corone slash Astronema, in the picture with her. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I was, at least they're getting some people who actually, I'm excited for. I mean, the rest was like, yeah, kind of nice that they're there. Some of them were pretty cool, but these are two additions that are really nice.
Yeah,
I'm actually looking forward to seeing Patricia Jolie, Selen Ward, and Melody Perkins if they end up being on the show. Looking forward to them.
Yeah, and they fit in really nicely with the episodes we watched this week.
yeah, they do. But I what was I gonna say? But we also don't know. There could be Disney Rangers there too that we haven't, because the only ones we knew of were the people who were flying out there, and of course Power Rangers is filmed in New Zealand, and that's where a lot of the Disney actors came from. So for all we know, there could be other Disney actors there as well, which I think would be cool because the only ones we've seen so far are from Saban seasons.
Yeah, but then again, you would kind of expect them in a group shot, like the ones we've seen now.
Right. And can I just say, these pictures that they're posting, Brittany Pirtle looks fucking hot with no makeup on, and she's got piercings that none of us knew about. She has her lip pierced and she has her nose pierced, and she looks really good.
Which
I
one
think
is this?
she wanted to get as much as she could out of character after Samurai, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, but she looks good with no makeup on. I'll give her that. But anyway, we've got one other piece of news, and that would be that Kyoryu Gray is going to show up in episode 17 of Kyoryuger.
Really?
Yep.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah, I'm
that's
excited
soon.
for that. I know it seems to try to get these. Well, I don't know. The last Spirit Ranger we got was episode 6, right? That was with
Yeah.
Ramirez. Yeah, so it's been about 10 episodes since then. But I'm excited. First Gray Ranger ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just dull silver, really.
Yeah. Well, I think we're still gonna get the 10th one is silver.
Right.
So that'll be interesting to see them side by side and how see if there is really a difference.
Yeah, you'd think Crayola invented more colors than gray and silver.
I know. I wish they would add like an orange ranger in there or something instead of a.
I approve.
I would be cool. Yeah, of course you do. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, I would prefer to see either gray gone or silver gone, but we'll see. We'll see how they all look.
Actually,
Kyoryuger,
We need more pink.
I know, when I first heard that Kyoryuger was, coming up without a yellow, I actually half expected that an orange ranger to be there to fill in the void for a yellow ranger. This was before the designs came out.
Right.
and we had talked about this before. The color of gold that they use on Kyoryu Gold actually it almost looks like a duller yellow.
It
So I
does.
think if they would have had a yellow ranger in there, that kind of would have clashed.
It
Yeah.
would have.
But same can be said for the gray and the silver.
Yeah, it depends on which shade of grey they choose. A shade of grey.
Oh, you asshole!
I didn't realize that was, that was coming until I said it.
I figured somebody. I was waiting for someone to say something like that. But I think that's pretty much all what we got in news. So let us move on to our episode reviews. This week it is Pink Week. Pink. I almost said Pink Wink. It's Pink Week,
Yeah.
and we have decided to review a two-parter. It was a team up with the Galaxy Rangers and the In Space Rangers, and that would be To the 10th Power and the Power of Pink.
Yep.
So I guess we'll start with To the 10th Power, since that came first. Logic. Huh.
Hey.
What are your
Oh,
thoughts?
logic.
Well, I don't understand the episode title.
Why?
Because
Oh,
at
'cause there
no
was a lot
point
of
there's 10 Rangers. I mean,
There was-
we start out with the Galaxy Ranger with like 5. Then Andros joins and you've got the Magna Defender, then they have 7, and then the other Rangers join, it's 11.
Yeah, but I don't think many people count the.
But they
Magna
count him
Defender.
himself. I mean, they're like, well, you guys are now 7, but we can still beat you. And then TJ he shouts out, "How about 11?" So I'm
Yeah.
like, this episode is called to the 10th Power, people.
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't think many people consider Magna Defender to be a ranger.
No, that's
So I think that's part of where it came in. But you're right. There
Yeah,
were
but
11 of them.
I know. I mean, they didn't say to the 10th Rangers. They said to the 10th Power. So
yeah.
I don't think that Magna Defender, the fact that Magna Defender isn't a Ranger, can be considered here. Actually, I think it's just something got fucked up. Or I don't know what was running through their minds.
Leave your angry comments about whether or not Magna Defender is a ranger on this comment section.
We can save that for another episode.
Or never do it
Oh,
because of all the
God.
rage.
But you know
Call that a
what?
lost twist.
But you know what I realized? Like, I think Carlos only had like one entire line throughout these 2 episodes, and that was at the very end. I don't remember
I
him
swear.
saying anything other than his goodbyes.
I don't think he said anything else either.
He
It's
did
just-
say that Alpha contacted him, right? I think that was him.
Oh, I don't know.
But yeah, he didn't have many lines, but maybe that was because his hair was completely different, and they didn't want to emphasize that or something.
Well, that's silly.
I don't know. But
It's a really silly thing to.
But what I did notice is that they dodged having Kendricks in a lot of shots really well. I mean, we
You
all
mean
know why.
Castle?
No, Kendricks, because they didn't want Kendricks in the shot too much, obviously, because they had to use a body double, I think, in a sound alike
When?
by that time, right?
No, she was in there up until her.
She had
Up
quite a
until the
few
Power of
shots
Pink.
done. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she was there. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
She was there till the Power of Pink because after that episode when the thing with Corona happened, that's when they couldn't get her. Instead they had to use a suit actor wearing the Pink Galaxy Ranger suit instead of Kendrick's because
But
she was
even
gone by
even
then.
then, I still think that was her voicing it.
It was. I
Oh,
think they
okay.
got her to do a voice instead.
Yeah. I love the scene where Leo runs into Andros, and it's like he doesn't know that he's Andros for a second, and then Andros pulls his head down, and it's like, oh my god, Andros.
Yeah, but
What's up?
They didn't hide it very well, I feel.
Well,
I
we all
mean,
knew it was coming.
yeah, well, obviously, but and obviously it's easy to say in hindsight, but um, yeah, I just felt that it wasn't very well done. I mean, if you look at Forever Red, there I kind when I saw that one, I kind of forgot that Andros used to wear that cape thing. So when he appeared, it was first like, who the hell is that? And they did it very well there. And here it was like his face was in the very first shot that you saw the guy with the cape.
Yeah. So who would you thought it was? It was Udana searching for Nick.
No, it was in Forever Red. I was like, who the hell wears a cape? I don't remember. And in this one, it was just even if you forgot about that, you could see his face.
Yeah. True.
Eh.
But it
I
wasn't a
love
bad
that,
episode. I'm just nitpicking now.
and I love when he and Alpha reunite. Alpha is so excited to see him, and
Yeah.
all the other Rangers. It made my heart melt. God
True,
bless
and
Alpha.
I have to point out that the part when Leo recognizes Andros and says that you're the Red Ranger, I was there and stuff like that. I think till date that's the only you know what do you say scene or something which we have which shows that there's a nice amount of continuity between the seasons. We have
Yeah.
power, we have team ups and stuff, but they don't really like say that they recognize each other. It's like, oh, you're another group of Power Rangers. Welcome. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is some. I mean, Alpha was around for that season anyway, right?
True.
So
Right.
yeah, there was some continuity into Lost Galaxy. I guess that's the last one that really tied into the
Well, that and
Zordon era.
they use the Astro Mega ship as like their base or whatever.
Yeah, which I like. I mean, they still
And they
connect
even
back.
said that they all recognized the Rangers from that day from Countdown to Destruction when they.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Leo did, I think. I don't
He
know about the
did.
others.
No, the others didn't. It was just Leo.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I think
thought
it was a sort of icebreaker, I guess.
I
yeah.
thought Mike did too, but
No.
No,
Mike was
I
actually kind
didn't.
of cold.
well, Mike is always cold. Fuck him. I really don't care for his character at all.
No, I mean it's a good thing that they didn't make him the Red Ranger.
Okay, now can I talk about something else? I'd like to talk about the Psycho Rangers.
Ah, yeah, of course.
Well, Psycho Rangers were impressive, and probably the whole uh, DVR coming up with the key cards and everything was fine and tricky enough getting them back and stuff. But the way they kidnapped the Rangers and how Andros had to come and save Leo from the Red Psycho Ranger, that seemed a little too, what do you say, dull compared to the kick-ass action the Psychos Rangers did in space. Compared to that, it was just like, okay, hey, we're just gonna go kidnap Rangers. That seemed a
Yeah,
little dull for me.
and what I also found weird during the kidnapping is, first the black one trips Damon,
Yep.
and then Maya is kidnapped, and then the black one comes out to go and kidnap Damon, and then you've got this guy on a bike who drives over that tomato, and he looks back at Damon saying sorry about driving over the tomato. At that time, the black Psycho Ranger is already out of that wall. How did that bike guy not see him? I mean, he just
No
looks back,
clue.
oh, sorry, and drives on.
First thing first, I had no clue the Psychos could walk through walls. They were pretty solid in space.
Well, he kind of came out of the wall as if, there was a portal there, more like, I don't know.
So then again, they could go through portals. I think I'm not sure whether that was established in space, but we did see the Psychos go through computers and
Yeah.
walls and telephone lines and stuff in Lost Galaxy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure whether that was something new, but yeah, it
I am
was.
so
And
sorry for that. I just got a phone call in the middle of this.
it's fine.
Sorry.
We were just
So
talking about the fact that when the Psychos appeared, they were kind of dull compared to what all the action that they did. in space.
Oh well, yeah, they can't be as badass as their first arc. Like this is just they're kind of back, and they're I want to say not as powerful
Yeah,
after all that shit that they've been through, coming back and then dying and then coming back again.
Yeah. Well, I
I
was
think that
just
might have had
saying
something
that
to do with
Orangey mentioned that it was kind of weird that they just kidnapped everyone, and then I mentioned that
it.
guy on that bike that drove over the tomato must have seen Psycho Black because he looks back.
Well, it makes sense that they were kidnapped because um, when Leo and Andros go back to the megaship, uh, like they get the signal that where the other Rangers are, and Andros is like, no, it's just a trick. This is just to pull you in, and so Psycho Red can get you.
Yeah. Which is,
true,
by the
but
way, also kind of weird that all of them decide to appear out of a wall and then pull them back in.
true.
And then with Red, it's like, no, I'm gonna disguise myself as a little kid and wait for them to beat me and run off.
No, forget that. I mean, since when are the psychos a team? I clearly remember they fought amongst themselves, so I hardly
Well,
believe that they're actually
that was
worked
because of
as
the
a team.
bracers, right, around their
Ah,
arms.
okay, that's true. That's true. That does make
They were
sense. But
forced. So yeah, I guess that was it.
and yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I also felt that, when they were finally defeated, that was kind of sudden as well. I mean, it was suddenly like, well, they had a bit of fighting, and then the Psychos stand together to take the hits from both the teams of Power Rangers. It just seemed.
I agree. Even though we do have the power of pink after the 10th power, I still felt that the power of pink should have been a two-parter. There was enough stuff in it for it
Yeah.
to have been a two-parter. The Psychos was so badass, I'd hardly think they could be
Mm.
defeated so easily.
Yeah, exactly.
Eh,
Both episodes seemed to be, the ending. It was kind of sudden that the enemies were defeated.
well, then that's even what it's like in the Lightspeed Rescue Time Force team up. That was only one episode too. So yeah, those team up episodes that take place in only one episode. And I know this one kind of takes place in two, but the majority of it was in the one. But
Yeah.
when they
True.
are just one episode, it always seems rushed.
Yeah, it would.
The
I
I
think
think
that
the
with this one they could have just made the two-parter a three-parter, and that would have worked better.
Yeah.
because I mean even look at the Lightspeed. I hated Wild Force, but
Mhm.
the Wild Force Time Force team up was one of my favorites because it actually did take place in two episodes and they had enough time to branch out all the
Yeah.
stories they wanted to tell. It was well done.
Yeah.
Not that this
Exactly.
one wasn't well done at all, but yeah.
It was a pretty good episode. It was just that the endings always seemed rushed because suddenly explosions.
Oh yeah. But it was still pretty badass.
And to be honest, if you've got the four Rangers captured, just kill them. I don't know. It seems like the
Yeah,
enemies in Power Rangers often just
that's
wait
Power Rangers
for
villain
their
logic for you.
plan to fall
I,
apart.
I swear because I clearly remember that in space when the Psychos came out, they were out to kill from the first day. It's just that they were stopped from killing the Rangers because the more number of blows the Rangers get or something, the Rangers the more number of injuries the Rangers give the Psychos, the weaker Dark Spectre would grow. That's why it was prolonged. Otherwise, from day one, the Psychos were out to kill the Rangers. That
Yeah.
was how
And
vicious
didn't
they were.
didn't Shakina not want them destroyed?
I
Wasn't that
don't
one of her
remember
orders? I
actually.
can't remember.
Yeah, but that's not a thing towards the Psycho Rangers. I would just say that if I was Trakina and I had four of the Rangers, I would kill them. I mean,
Yeah,
what can a Red Ranger do? I mean, he can hold out for a little bit, but he only has one Zord. He can't command the others because they belong to their separate Rangers.
Well,
So he
you've
can't
clearly
form a
never seen the
Megazord.
Lost Galaxy final episode, have you?
I might have, but a long time ago.
Where, because Leo takes out fucking Trakina by himself.
Yeah, okay, but still, I mean, if you're Trakina, it's still easier to take one Red Ranger on than a group of Rangers that work well together as a team.
Well, then
Not to
even if they
mention, not
go
to
ahead.
mention, no, thanks. Not to mention that I think a couple of episodes before to the 10th power, Trakina was still, pissed about the fact that it was Leo who killed Scorpius. So I guess she holds a grudge against Leo, not necessarily the other Rangers. So
She
kidnapping Leo
probably
would have been better than kidnapping the other four Rangers to serve her
she probably
purpose.
and she probably wanted him for herself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, I get that she wanted to use the other four to lure him out, but I still think that would have been easier to just kill those four off, so that basically Mike is still there as well, but you're decimating the team.
Well, just
Or
remember
if
what
you,
show this is. the villains the
True,
true,
villains
true.
have
true,
no
but
logic whatsoever.
the thing is that because they decide not to kill them because it's a kid show and everything. Um,
Well, that and the season would be over. There would be no point in watching them without
yeah,
Power Rangers.
exactly. But then they let them go too far. I mean, they're basically because they give them so much power because they basically kidnap them all. It's kind of like they they end up waiting for their plan to fall apart rather than it being an actual back and forth struggle, which you
I
would
think
expect.
I think that was slightly explained due to the fact that the psychos were all, they just wanted to get out and kill the Rangers and stuff like that. But because, as you mentioned before, because of the collars, beginning to remember now that Deviant had a way to control the psychos. So it was like a lot of emotional
Yeah, yeah.
turmoil for the
The
players.
psychos wouldn't do that, but yeah, again, like Trakina, I would
Well,
have.
they did because the blue because forget if it was Deviant or Trakina was like, I want the green and yellow Rangers first, and then Psycho Blue's like, no, I'm going after the Blue Ranger, and then they
Exactly.
use that
Yeah.
device on them to control them.
And then the green and the yellow one are captured first by just the black and the yellow one, and the blue one is going after the blue one. So I
Yeah.
don't really understand what happened there. But in the end, like I said, it's a really good episode. It's just that there's some little things.
Well, there's always
Compared
little things for
to,
you.
yeah,
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
But compared to plenty of other team ups, I'd say this one is pretty high
Yeah,
up.
yeah, it was a good one. Especially because this is like the first real team up.
True.
I mean, we had some
No,
cameos like Adam coming back and stuff like that,
No,
but
we
we
had this.
did have Alien Rangers and Zeo, but
Yeah, I was just about to
wow,
say
okay.
that. That was like the first real team up,
true.
but I don't know. Well, I guess let's move on to Power of Pink, which is probably one of my favorite episodes in Power Rangers history.
Totally.
Uh,
Well, we get a ranger get killed.
and it's my favorite female ranger of all time. If yeah,
Really?
if I've never established this is me establishing it now. Kendricks is my favorite female ranger of all time
I don't know. I
because
I
didn't
she,
really care
just
for her much.
she is
I
the only
love
one to sacrifice herself
Well,
for
yeah, that's true.
not
But
even her own powers.
it's just that before Power of Pink, I feel that she was really mediocre.
Oh fuck you!
she had her moments. She was the one who figured out the lost galactic beasts.
Yeah.
Right.
But I just didn't really care for the character, and it was a nice episode, and she really had
You
some.
hate nice things, don't you?
Yeah, so you just wanted to care about the girl with the assets and rather than the nerdy one without.
You know what? She is nerdy, but you know what? She's still beautiful
Oh
in her
no, I
nerdy way.
hated Maya even more because she's so.
What? Get the fuck out of here!
Oh,
Because
I hated
she,
Maya too.
yeah, she's
What?
so out of there. I mean, she's
I just wanted to push her into one of those wormholes or something.
yeah.
What is with
She
this
seems
hate?
like a hippie.
No, I
She's a
swear.
freaking jungle girl.
No, seriously, on one episode she asks what's cookie dough, and the other episode she goes shopping. Are you kidding me? I mean, she changes so rapidly every time. I'm thinking that she has multiple personality disorder and just ended up on Miranoi just because of some one of her crazy stuff or something. Seriously,
She
I have
just
no
smoked
clue
too much.
what was going on in her life.
She was for you. She was from Miranoi.
Yeah.
She was an
Yeah,
alien,
Well,
and
yeah,
that's
so it makes
that's
sense that
all.
she doesn't know what cookie dough is.
yeah. But she knows how to shop. She knows how to buy stuff. Seriously.
Well,
And what about the fact that nobody ever questions who the hell she is whenever she walks around Terra Venture like she owns it?
but that's what made her awesome. I
Seriously,
don't. Okay.
she is a female core.
Well, since we're clearly just gonna hate on Kendricks and we're gonna
Well,
hate
I
on
didn't
Kendricks and
hate
Maya,
Kendrick. I just felt she
can
was
we talk about
mediocre, and then she had, this was a very good episode for her, basically.
can
Not
we
that
talk
I
about the
was
fact
glad
that
she died
Cassie
or
was
anything, but
surfing on the Galactabeast?
sorry.
Can we talk about the fact that Cassie was like surfing on the pink Galactabeast?
Yeah, that was awesome.
I wouldn't call
That
that
was so
surfing. It was more like the Galactic was trying to
Oh, she
push
called
her
it
off.
surfing,
But she was singing. She's like, "I'm surfing, I'm riding," and then
and
it
then
cut
she
her off.
fell.
And you know what? She should have died in that
Yeah, I
episode because
mean
there's no way
that's
she could
like
survive that fall, especially when she's unmorphed.
that's
Come
12
on.
stories high at least,
Oh Christ.
Good. That was. I was actually thinking that what happened. That well, that's she just fell off, a tall building. Worthless
There's no
soul.
way she could survive that unmorphed. Like if she had morphed her in the middle of that, I would have been like, yeah, okay. But no, she should have like broken her back or something.
Or just smashed her brains against the ground.
And that was kind of bitchy for the pink Galactabeast to do that. Like, whoa, bitch.
Well, I thought that it was just getting a bit excited or
And
something.
they even told her like right before that, or they were talking to each other like, "Is that safe?" They're like, "Yeah, oh, nothing's gonna happen," and then it whips her off. Like, what the? What?
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, the original plan was because Valerie Vernon, who plays Kendricks, had leukemia, and that's why she had to leave the show. The original plan was to have Cassie take her place, but due to scheduling conflicts, Patricia Jolly couldn't do it.
Well,
So they brought in Melody Perkins.
yeah,
Yeah.
but she even hinted a little bit at it at the end of the episode where she said
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I want to help out, and then she didn't.
Yeah.
No, I believe they actually shot the episode with her, but then after that, there was some uh, conflicts and stuff, and that's why they had to. That she left and Melody Perkins came in. I believe they did
Yeah.
shoot that one episode,
Okay.
so I guess they just decided to leave that there. Where she said, "I want to help her," and probably the next scene would have been, "Fine, why don't you stay here?" So I guess she ends up staying there, but then they decide to reshoot it and all that stuff.
And I gotta give a shout out to Patricia for her acting in this episode when Kendrick is going through to get the Savage Sword, and like Cassie's screaming. It was emotional.
Yeah,
I
but
swear,
I
I
want
mean,
to say something about that because you
yeah,
said Kendricks sacrificed herself, and
yeah.
while that is really good, I felt that Kendricks was really focusing on, getting um, Cassie's morpher back.
Well, yeah, she did that at her own risk.
Yeah, but it felt like, just for that, it seems like you're sacrificing too much. I mean, your life in exchange for one morpher. And
Well,
in the end,
because it was
her
taking
morpher
away.
was even, taking off after that.
It was taking Cassie's power. It was like taking her life force away.
Yeah, exactly, but it's still one life for another. I mean, it didn't really. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, in the end, she also saved Terra Venture that way because it was being sucked into that planet. But she did never mention that. She was only on about Cassie, which I
Because
felt
she
a
didn't.
bit like.
She didn't know that. She wasn't at Terra Venture at the time. She didn't know it was pulling it in.
No, exactly. But the thing is that her sacrifice actually saved a lot. But the reason she sacrificed seemed a bit weird.
I don't think so. I
I,
mean, she's met this other Pink Ranger that's done the same things that she's done, and she's trying to protect her so
Yeah.
she can have her powers.
No, I mean, despite the fact that there was a huge pink cloud which was injuring Kendrick as she was going in, I'd hardly think that she would have thought at that time that she would die.
No, that's
I don't,
true.
no one would know what would happen. I'm sure she, despite the amount of research she must have done on the Savage Sword, I doubt she would know that she would lose her life
Yeah.
by going in there. I mean, Rangers do crazy things, so I mean, she's just going in there. I'll get a little injured, I'll get pushed around a little, but I'll be fine. She must have thought that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if she knew she was gonna die because of that, I feel like it was a weird sacrifice. But
I swear, but
and
yeah,
then the stuff explodes and she's dead, and then Maya goes to her and she's like, "I'm fine." No, you're not fine. You're dead.
She says, "I'll be fine.
Well, still,
I'll be fine. I'll
she's
be here
dead.
with you."
That's not fine.
It was so sad
I know,
and
but it was still
emotional.
weird.
Why can't you have nice things?
I just feel like her sacrifice was really good, but on the other hand, it
Welcome,
was
welcome to Pink
executed
Week, where
weird.
we just rag on the Pink Ranger.
Well, to be
well,
honest,
The best
I
Pink
feel
Ranger of all
that,
time.
after that we had like the toughest Pink Ranger up to then. I mean, because it was before Jen.
yeah.
That was really an awesome Pink Ranger, Corone.
Yeah, I mean, one more thing I just want to point out. I think this is the only. I think that this is the only second time in Power Ranger history that we've seen that a morpher can be linked to your life force. I believe the last time this thing happened was also with Tommy, I guess, and Kimberly also, when her power coin was stolen by Catherine. But because it was in the hands of evil, she was losing a lot of power and stuff. Zordon
Right.
had and she was losing life force because of which she was getting weak and stuff. I guess
Yeah.
this is only the second time it's been established that the morpher it can be linked to your life force.
Well, I feel that they're very quirky with that. I mean, sometimes it's just like, hey, here, have my morpher, and you can
Yeah.
just morph like I can, and I won't be able to do that anymore. And the next time it's like, oh my god, it's completely linked to me, and you can't use it, and I die if you try, and stuff like that.
So because actually that's true because considering the fact that the Turbo Rangers lost their powers when Divatox smashed the command center, the moment Divatox smashed the command center and they lost their power, they should have been dead or something.
Yeah, and it's like in Turbo, I don't remember whether they actually did they do anything to actually transfer the powers, or did they just give the morphers?
No, I guess
We
they
didn't even
just.
see that. We just saw them go in the I want to say ruins of the command center, but I don't think that's exactly
I think
canon.
I think it's some cavern beneath the command center or something.
Yeah,
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 so
we literally just see them. We literally just see the old Rangers talking and be like, "Oh, I chose you, TJ," and then there doesn't the turbo outfit just appear on them?
no,
yeah,
they were
Actually,
already
so
in the
they
Nico,
just
turbo.
hand it over, and meanwhile
Yeah.
we had that power sword thingy they needed for Jason and Zack and Trini to give their powers.
So, I mean, that is a debatable topic because people still say that that was duplicating the powers and not transferring them, considering the fact that Jason came back in Forever Red with his morph.
Well,
But I
maybe he
think
just
we've
grew up
got
to
way off
realize what
topic.
a crappy ranger he was and gave it back.
Yeah, and now I think we're going way off topic.
Of course we are. Anyway,
Yeah.
um,
is it time to talk about? Are we done with this? Are we moving
no,
on
no,
to
no,
Killer
because
Reacher?
we talked about in the first episode that the ending was a bit rushed, and I felt that this was happening again here because Psycho Pink was turned into a monster form, and she was fighting both Megazords, and then suddenly both Megazords just used their power sword or whatever they're called, and just destroyed her. It felt like that was suddenly rushed as well. I mean, it was like, well,
No,
we've got to
I think
kind of end
I
this
have an
fight, and
explanation for
bang.
that. I think I have an explanation for that because when she got the Savage Sword, she grew really strong and everything of that sort. But
Yeah.
then she plunged it into Cassie's Morpha, and the Savage Sword was absorbing her energy. It was no longer with Psycho Pink, who was already a monster and fighting the Megazord. So I think Psycho Pink didn't have the energy with her, so she wasn't exactly that powerful anymore because the Saboteur was busy juicing up on Cashy's Morpha rather than the hands of Psychobank.
Um. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's true, but still, it felt a little bit like, okay, now we're gonna explode her.
Yeah.
It's just.
We're gonna explode her. Well,
Yeah.
how else do you kill off a monster?
Well, yeah, but normally they just weaken it, because you can't use your finisher before someone is already defeated.
Ooh, that brings up a good point. Okay, so when they're forming the Astro Megazord, and this is all while Kendricks and Cassie are on that planet,
Yep.
you can clearly see a shot of the Pink Ranger morphed in the Astro Megazord.
This is true.
Forget that. Where did the shuttle come from? If they came on the Galaxy Gliders or something, that's fine. Where did the shuttle come from?
It
That
was
uh,
all
forms the
very
Megazord's
cool, but
head.
was
that
it still docked with the megaship, or
I don't know.
I
They
don't think.
said let's dock, and then they combined. So I don't think we didn't see a shot. I don't think of um, the little ship departing from anything. So I
who
think that's not
knows?
an issue. I mean, they could have just come from TerraVenture.
Yeah.
I don't know, because the shuttle just might have still been docked with um, the megaship in the back.
Yeah,
We
I
just
don't
might
know,
not have
but
seen it.
there were some inconsistencies there. But all in all, I think those were two very good episodes.
Oh, for sure.
And yeah, especially the second one was a nice focus on Pink.
True. Even if at the end of Quasar Saber just floats off into space, that was really dumb, actually. But I guess it fits the storyline considering what has to happen next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to find out what happens next, gotta watch the next episode.
Yep.
I forget what it's called.
I can
Uh,
remember.
Protect the Quasar Saber.
Yeah.
He's so fast.
That which is also a very phenomenal episode.
Yeah.
Or should I say more phenomenal? Ooh.
Jeez.
I actually hated Karon for replacing Kendricks.
Huh?
I hated Karon for replacing Kendricks.
I don't know. I was pretty excited about it. I felt she was a better one than Kendrick's, but hey, don't hate.
Everybody's entitled to their own opinions.
Yeah, but you can't diss a person to just die. That's not cool.
I
Okay.
said she was mediocre. I didn't hate her. I hated Maya.
She was not mediocre. She was like the first smart Pink Ranger that we had. She was a breath of fresh air from the other ones. Cause like, I can find a whole bunch of similarities between Kimberly, Kat, and Cassie.
You know,
But none of
Mo
them
will kill
none of
you
them
for
are
saying
better
anything
than
about
Kendricks.
Hmm? But
What?
yeah, I just feel that I think that a tough Pink Ranger is a cooler way to go, a nicer way to go than a brainy one.
No, actually, that's good. That is good because that shows that a ranger can have a lot of what do you call that? Traits,
Personality.
faces, whatever. Shades. The ranger can have lots of shades. Just because Billy is a nerd doesn't mean he couldn't fight.
Oh,
Right.
that's another thing I wanted to touch on. I did notice that during the episode when the Stingers or whatever they're called,
Stingwing.
Stingwingers.
they come in and you can clearly see that Andros knows very well how to fight them. And I don't know about the other Space Rangers, but the Galaxy Rangers just get their asses handed to them and then have to morph to beat them. I
I don't
mean,
know.
it's just clear who the better team is.
Well, the Astro Rangers did have more experience than the Galaxy Rangers.
Yeah, and
I
I think
mean,
that they just did more unmorphed fighting.
yeah.
Ooh, brings up another thing. So, the fucking space morphers were just chilling there on the Astro Megaship.
Yeah.
What stopped the when Trakina started attacking TerraVenture? Why the fuck didn't Alpha just like select some people from TerraVenture and give them the space morphers?
Maybe because the Morphos froze.
And what the hell is their mission on Earth if they don't need the morphers?
Right.
And
They talked
and
about their
since their
mission,
morphers
but
are
they clearly didn't have their morphers.
yeah, and since they can get their morphers, why don't they help out at the season finale? I mean, I don't really remember much of the season finale,
No,
but I'm sure they
no,
could have helped.
I think the first place why they came to, from searching for the Galaxy Rangers in the first place is because somebody nicked their megaship with the morphers and They really needed to get their morphos back.
Get my ship back. Maybe.
I mean,
Anyway,
seriously,
that's
you have a
pretty much
huge
all
ass
I.
ship and you want our tiny ship. Give our ship back.
That's all I had to
Save our
say about
ship.
that episode. Anyway.
Any final thoughts on that?
It was a really good episode. I rated 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely think it establishes Kendricks as the best Pink Ranger ever. So let's move on to Kyoryuger.
You just wanted to have the last word, didn't you?
Actually, why don't you think that that one is the best Pink Ranger? Kyoryu Pink, the horny heroine.
Don't steal my line.
That was a typo. You changed that.
That was not a typo. I did that on purpose.
I wanted to say that didn't seem like a typo.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. It was going to be said at some time. The horned heroine. Come on. That's just asking for it.
Well, apparently.
So yeah,
Anyway,
this was a nice episode. I thought
yeah, it was pretty good.
it was a nice pink focus.
Yeah, I mean that was completely coincidental and
Mm.
still nice. And
True,
Although
but
I forgot.
I really like the short amount of personal stuff that they showed. The whole thing with Gentle and the whole
Who's a
Anya tells her
dick?
parents.
Her butler is a dick.
No, that's
yep,
how people are in places like that.
yeah,
I
totally.
mean,
This
if
isn't
you saw
at all.
butlers in previous Sentai shows like Shinkenger and stuff, they were much worse than this. Believe me.
Yeah, this isn't at all stereotypical.
That's annoying.
No, no, no. I think that they probably I don't know. It
I
seemed
mean,
to me that he was an exaggeration anyway, but
true. I mean that's. I mean, he is considered to be a surrogate parent in the absence of the parents. But yeah, whatever they do, he did go a little overboard and stuff. Naturally.
by the way, he was talking about that her parents are from America or in America. Does that mean that
Yeah.
Amy is American? Because she can't speak English very well if she is.
No, I guess they're just Japanese who work in America. Japanese
Yeah, she
Americans,
said it
maybe.
in the second episode. She said that I thought she said that her parents were working in America
Oh, that's all. I
Yeah.
mean, I just didn't
because, and then
remember. I was like, how? What?
e- even in the first episode when they're the D-Boss army is fighting all over the world, she's the one fighting in America.
Right.
Even if it was shot in Tokyo.
Yeah. We don't spell Wednesday with a huge space in between it. Uh,
By the way, that was something else. I mean, they always translate it as the boss and army, but on the books it said when that guy was
oh,
teaching Lucky,
Lucky Euro. Yeah,
Like
you're right.
yeah,
Euro.
it
It
says
said
the
D both.
both
Yeah.
or the both or whatever.
Well, true, but if you do recall, the subtitles aren't part of the original, right? They're
No,
just
no, no,
people
of
who.
course, but I don't know. It seems like
The,
we have stumbled upon, and but the thing is, sometimes when the subtitle people kind of find out that it's different, they change their subtitles from then on. But I mean, there was in huge letter in screen on those books it said the boss, and still everything was subtitled as the boss.
and it's just like Terra Godon, or I should say Terra Gordon. I keep calling it the old one because they had thought that it was Terra Godon, but then once the toys came out and everything, it was Terra Gordon with an
Tara
R.
Gordon, whatever name is Tara Gordon.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Gordon is. I don't know.
There
I
was
don't
there
know
was a
any.
reason behind it. Let me find it.
Gordon just seems like a very bad name.
Beast batteries.
Do you know any cool guys that are called Gordon?
Gordon Ramsay.
Exactly. We also have a
Oh,
Gordon.
okay. Hold on. Yeah, because Goro Goro in Japan, it's the onomatopoeic word for rumble, as in rumble of thunder.
Nah.
And then the Don means heavy thud, so rumble thud.
I just thought they, just split the dinosaur name and joined it with something. I had no clue that those things had meanings too.
Yeah, they
Well, I
do.
mean, obviously, if you look at Gabutera.
Okay, Gabutter is an exception. True, but what do you call Ankydon? I actually said Ankydon. It's called Ankydon. Seriously, get your accent right.
Well, I guess the Don
No.
was then again the thud.
Yeah, Don's an onomatopoeic word for heavy thud.
And, Stegochi doesn't sound like something that is an actual dinosaur.
No, seriously, forget that. It's Tricera. It became Dricera, and now it's Doricera. Seriously, Doricera.
Well, yeah.
Because it's
How did you get
drill
Doricera?
plus triceratops.
And then you've got Parasagon. I mean, because he's a gun. There's gun in there.
Yeah.
It's
Like, look
obvious
at the. I just sent you guys a list, and it's at the bottom under notes. It lists all the um, words that they're meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Okay.
times.
Coming back to the episode, I do have to say that I didn't really like the monster's name. That was a really name. I didn't like
Strict
it.
teach.
Yeah.
But isn't that. I don't know whether that was his actual name or that they tried to translate it into a pun. Because
I
I didn't
have
pay
no clue
attention.
either.
Let's wiki it.
It's wiki it! But, well, all in all, I thought that was an okay episode. I mean, um,
I fucking love the part where they're back in the spirit base, and they've just transformed, and they're doing their roll call, and they're about to do the part where the explosions come, and Torin's like, "Just remember you're inside. You might want to take it down a bit," and then they fucking
Brain in the
whisper.
bravery.
Yeah, they whisper it, and the tiny little explosions. Oh my god, that was
oh,
hilarious.
what I realized
I,
during the episode
I,
was in Abaranger you've got the Dino Guts, which is basically their thing, and now you've got Brave, which is the thing of this season, because they usually have some kind of word that expresses their excitement or whatever, or what they're fighting for.
Well, I think Brave is just the energy source that they had.
Yeah, exactly. But Avalanche had something similar with Dino Guts, which surprisingly is a little bit, the same guts and bravery. So yeah, I just suddenly saw that parallel.
I mean, seriously, if you want an explanation for, not an explanation, if you want to enjoy the blast, better watch a Akiba Ranger.
Why?
Because they don't explain it per se, but it's really funny, the whole blast thing and everything. They do it in a really, really funny way.
Yeah.
The blasts?
Yeah, the blasts.
What blasts?
The shiny colors with smoke that come behind the Rangers when they pose.
Yeah, but I think those are cool though. I mean,
They are, except I liked it better in the earlier seasons when it was just, all that stuff instead of all these random colors popping up out of nowhere. It's just like, I was watching the one with SPD and Dino Thunder. It's like you have so many colors and they just come up. I mean, seriously, it's like, do these guys actually go, have these color bombs hiding behind their back and they just throw them and then pose or something like that? Seriously,
well,
give
to
me a
me,
break.
it's a little bit like, in anime, you've often got like they strike a pose and then suddenly there's a brightly colored background with, I don't know, the sun or something, which
Yeah.
is, it's basically like, I feel it's a bit like that it's not actually there, it's just a cool moment and with a
Yeah.
special background. For me, it's that's more than,
It brings focus to the scene.
yeah,
And I
it's just awesome pose, boom, and that didn't actually happen. It's just the awesome of the scene.
and I love how Kyoryuger is playing with the roll calls. How in back in episode 5 when Ian has his cavity or whatever, and he's trying to say his name, but he's in too much pain, and then
Yeah.
freaking Soji has to come, and he's like, his name's Corey Black.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's kind of good. I mean that is what I feel works better in Sentai anyway. That they with the roll calls and morphing scenes and stuff, they are much more flexible with that than Power Rangers are, because Power Rangers always go into these big transformations where everything is happening.
I hope they keep some of these from Koryuja though, like especially number 5 where Green has to help Black with his roll call. I
I don't
think
know
that's
if they will
brilliant.
do that, but I mean, on one hand, I do like with Power Rangers that you've got really amazing transformation scenes, but they're so much less flexible that I don't know. It works better in Sentai sometimes. I mean, just look at how they did it with Bokenger, for instance, where you had these awesome phones that had that spinning wheel on the bottom that you had to turn to change, and
Did you
how
say Bokenger?
yeah.
Ah, listen to this. Oh, it's not on.
But yeah,
Bruh.
yeah,
Booyah.
that exactly. I mean, they managed to use it on a bullet and I don't know, on a railing and stuff like that. I mean, they didn't always have to write it down their arms, which was kind of cool. And I think that's something that Power Rangers can't really do because they have this big transformation sequence.
That was the Overdrive morpher, by the way. I don't have the Boken one.
Oh, I thought that you just had it as, I don't know, your text sound on your phone or something.
No, it's my Overdrive morpher that I have sitting on my desk.
Exactly. If you want to talk about variation, I think Go Buster fits that too,
I didn't
considering
see
they're
that.
morpher. Okay, okay, that's fine.
Oh my god, don't even get me started on Go Busters morpher. Everything about that season was perfect.
Okay, let's not get too off topics then.
That's not that's another episode though.
Exactly.
We'll talk about it someday.
Oh yeah, we'll have a Go Buster special.
Yeah, once I've seen
Uh,
it. But
well, any final thoughts on that episode?
well, we didn't touch on it too much yet, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know they were trying to bring a focus onto Lakuro, but Lakuro just seemed really irritating in the episode.
Who did?
Lakuro,
Yeah.
Lucky Euro, yeah.
Well,
He,
he was very
he's,
unlucky as well.
I swear.
He was
No,
adorable.
I don't know. I mean, usually I really, really like him, but he just seemed really irritating during that episode. He was funny, and don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I just didn't like him in the episode.
He just shouldn't fight. He just should stay at
Yeah,
home.
and read
I
his
like the little
anime books.
subplot of him trying to reading that book or whatever that was,
Yeah.
and then he
Yeah.
finds someone in the spirit base, and it's like, oh,
And he
I
still
have it.
hasn't read it. I mean, it's just heartbreaking.
Oh yeah. All he was trying to do is read the story.
What I also found weird was it kind of seemed that when they summoned their mecha, that they didn't combine into the what's it called? I don't know.
Kyoryujin.
Yeah, that one. Um, they didn't combine into that, and it seemed that they kind of didn't do that because Pink wasn't there. But then again, they don't need her. They had all
Yeah.
the parts they needed to form some Kyoryujin.
Well,
Yeah. I
they
think.
just they fought with the individual ones until she got there, because they only formed it to get rid of that bomb. Even like they didn't they like that's weird. That's I didn't realize that this is like
No,
one of the
always
first times that
remember
we've had a
the
monster
rule.
not grow big.
Yeah, but remember because since the focus of the episode is the Pink Ranger, regardless of the fact that you can form a Megazord without her, you're not supposed to because the focus is on the Pink Ranger.
Yeah. And what I also found weird was it seemed to me that it would have been easier to use Ankidon to slam that bomb away, because now it was kind of a danger that the bomb would go off too close to the Kyoryujin.
Well,
Can
you can't.
Ankidon actually swipe sideways? I think he can just bam on,
Yeah,
up
yeah,
and down.
he should have just rammed it like, he's playing baseball.
Okay, but then it probably would have went off.
I don't know.
True,
It
true,
seemed
true.
that it was just. They said it was really just going to detonate at a specific time. It felt like.
No, true, but then that is a good point considering that they just threw it into outer space. They didn't really touch it. They didn't put pressure on it. Ankidon's hammer would have actually blasted it.
I don't
That
know
much
about that. I
force,
mean, it
all
was a
that much
weird
force
bomb.
on it. But there,
I don't
there,
know.
there would be a
I
lot
think
of
they did the
pressure on
right
it.
thing.
They did.
Well, I'm just saying that I would have flown it out into outer space and then rammed it with Ankidon to make sure it's well clear.
Yeah, you'll actually want to carry Ankidon all the way into space. You'll die. It'll fall on you. You'll die with the weight of Ankidon.
And
Why,
even
it
if
wouldn't die, you would just replace one of your arms with Ankidon.
But even then, it wouldn't be able to carry it because Ankidon doesn't even have a fist. It's just a fucking hammer.
Well, then you just press it against your chest with the other arm.
I think we're thinking too hard into this.
We are. We're taking way too far.
We have to accept what happened in the episode and let it go.
Well, it was just that when he had that bomb on the surface, I was expecting him to combine with Ankidon and slam it away, and then they actually combined with Terragodon and went into space, and I was like, well, I didn't see that happening.
Well, because they even said the bomb was like a hyperspace time bomb. That explosion was huge, so even if they would have let it detonate on the surface, it would have
not
done
on the
shit.
surface. They should have slammed it into space.
Yeah, but then that brings to the point of it, like, that would have been a lot of force on it, and I feel like that would have made it explode.
But forget that. You actually think Ankidon can hit it into space?
Right.
Yes.
They did the right thing.
No, Ankidon's hammer has a
I don't know
lot of
if you've seen
force,
Kamen Rider
but
Wizard.
I don't know whether it can give that much distance. Ankidon's hammer.
I don't know if you've seen Kamen Rider Wizard, but Wizard kicks someone into the sun. I'm sure Ankidon can slam something into space.
Well,
That's
those are
Kamen
two
Rider.
totally different
It's a
things.
Super Sentai.
I
Don't
don't
mix
care.
them.
He's a man, he kicks stuff into the sun. This is a
Yeah.
mecha.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I know he's a man. This is a mecha. Who are you rooting for?
Anyway, maybe we should also talk a bit about, just Pink Rangers in general, because it's Pink Week.
Favorite Pink Ranger? Go.
Kimberly.
Kimberly, really? Why?
Do I really need to say?
Yes.
Okay. Well, first things first. She was my first crush. That aside, she was
Same.
Yeah, true. But then again, I really like when I saw the episodes when I was young. I didn't really pay much attention to anything else. It's just I thought she was really cool and stuff like that. But when I watched them later on, when I rewatched the seasons and stuff, I really thought she had a lot of character development. Sure, she might have not had a lot of growth as Catherine did, or been as with leadership qualities as Jen, or as brainy as Kendricks. But she really did do a lot. She did take control of the team when Tommy wasn't there, and I did see that in certain episodes. And she, had her own focus episodes. She had a lot of stuff going. Compared to what she was in the season 1 to season 3, she did. I felt she had a lot of growth, a lot of character growth, and she did emerge. I guess that's what.
Oh, definitely. And the whole story arc of her contemplating leaving this team that she's
True.
best friends with over pursuing her, going for her dream of being in the Pan Global Games or whatever. People always kind of cast her aside as a damsel in distress character, but she still kicked ass. Like the time when Wild West Rangers, when she gave the other Rangers ancestors their powers and led them. Like, she had her moments, totally.
Yeah.
True.
So, is she your favorite as well then, Matt?
I've said mine. I've said who mine is already.
Kendricks.
Yeah.
What about yours?
Well, I think that Shiraishi Mako was really good.
Oh, don't even get me started on Mako.
Oh, do we
She
have to do
was
Sentai
awesome.
ones too?
No, if I had to choose Sentai, I would have chosen Mako.
Hmm? Well, I was just like, they're all rangers.
All right. Well, if we're gonna choose Sentai too, who? Hmm.
I don't know. I just feel like that one was the best. Hmm?
Seriously,
But
I just want
otherwise,
to. I
if I
just
do
want
have to
to.
choose one from Power Ranger, I guess it was Jan or something. I don't know.
But seriously, after seeing Mia, I just want to, murder her for what she did to Mako's role.
I guess I'm gonna have to say my favorite Sentai Pink would be Hoka from Maji Ranger.
Yeah, she
Really?
was pretty good.
Oh. Well, I haven't seen a lot of episodes of Marjorie, and the ones I saw, I found her to be irritating, but I haven't seen a lot. Haven't seen a lot of episodes. So yeah.
She was just an overprotective big sister.
No, I saw the episodes where they were just crying and crying and crying, so I was like, fuck you. Seriously. All you do is cry.
Hmm.
Yeah, but then again, we do have to credit her because it's she was the one who did take um, that Matumbo Sentai counterpart or whoever. So yeah, she was the pretty good ranger. Hoka. However you pronounce her name.
And the actress who played her actually first went for the role of Maji Red. She wanted to be the first female Red Ranger, and that's one of the reasons. Well, it's thought to be one of the reasons that when the girls in Gokaiger transform into Reds, that one of them sometimes transforms into the Maji Red.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
nice.
Well, no, but yeah, I really I do think that she was pretty good, but I don't know. I feel that Mako was better.
Marco had a lot of character development, a lot
Yeah.
of depth.
Well, Shinkenja was a good season overall, anyway.
Well, though I would debate one thing about Shinkenja, the fact that when um, Takeru gave the what disc was that? God damn it! Kabuto disc to Mako. Mako just handed over to Chiaki because she felt Chiaki deserved it. Seriously, Mako, he gave it to you, and you didn't even get a chance to use it. I thought Mako should have had the chance to use it instead of just handing it over to Chiaki. Mako had deserved to use it.
Yeah, that's true. But the thing is, you often see that the girls are pretty much ignored in both the
That was a
Power
chance
Rangers
to make. That
and
was
Super
a chance
Sentai.
to
Yeah, but
make
it's
it.
on purpose because the boys are like these shows much more. So even in the toys, you often see that the guys are getting special toys that toys that are just red, green, and blue or something like that. And you don't have one for yellow and pink,
Yeah. Oh,
stuff like that.
okay. While we're talking about Pink Rangers, my biggest complaint. I hope you're listening to this toy. Seriously, there are Pink Rangers. Stop making their Zords white. God damn it.
Hmm.
Well, I've brought this issue up on various discussion boards before.
I think
We lost
your
him.
mic is gone.
Yeah, well, I do realize the fact that the whole pink started out as white and it's a replacement for white or whatever. But I mean, they started with Go Ranger. Go Ranger was Go Pink. It wasn't Go White. We've had more Pink Rangers and White Rangers, so I think it's high time that Saban really brings out more pink swords than white. I mean, for example, Mako, the only thing pink on her sword was the kanji.
Yeah, that's true, but I guess that all their Zords weren't didn't have a whole lot of their color.
Are you kidding me? Look, did you take a look at the swords? They barely have any silver or black on them. They're more of their own colors than anything else.
I think Matt might have lost his entire internet connection because we have
I
issues
think so
even
too.
connecting him to him.
You want to pause it or something?
No, let's just go on and see if he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I talked to you earlier about like a few weeks ago about Pink Rangers and how you felt that you know um, Well, just tell us actually how you feel about pink.
Well, I think Pink Rangers are pretty underestimated. This whole taken for granted attitude when it comes to Pink Ranger. You can't really blame them because considering the track record of how they brought on the Pink Ranger, I mean seriously, when Kimberly was brought on first, she was the pure damsel in distress and stuff of that sort. So when comparing it to that, the stereotype of a Pink Ranger has become to be a girly girl, a person who needs help and stuff like that. So I wanted to establish the fact that a Pink Ranger doesn't need to be a girly girl. She can be tough. We've had Pink Rangers who were tough. We had Pink Rangers who were smart. We had Pink Rangers who made differences and stuff like that. So you can't be stereotypical about it. And besides that, I also wanted to encourage the fact that there is nothing wrong in having a male Pink Ranger. Besides the fact that there's nothing wrong in guys liking the color pink or liking Pink Rangers, just not for the fact that they're pretty, but for other things too. This was one of the major reasons why I wanted to even change my name, and I actually pulled Matt to change his name as well because we want to show that we're not afraid of doing that. It's not a question of being afraid. We just want to show that it's cool. It's cool to do that. Go pink.
Are we talking about male pinks now?
No, we're talking about why we did this in the first place.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
My internet crapped out.
For some reason, you're still showing as though I'm calling you. Well,
No. It's gone for me. He's pretty much there for me.
All right. Well, anyway, so yeah, I don't see a male becoming pink anytime soon.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I would really want that, but I do like tough Pink Rangers every now and then. I mean, it does have to, have a little balance because you want to appreciate the tough ones if they're always tough, if that makes sense. But yeah, I do like it when they are. And if they're not, it does seem they're more bland compared to the tough ones.
Going back to the male pink thing, I think we're going to see a full season female red before if we ever get a male pink ranger.
True. That is true.
I feel like a female red is definitely more likely.
It is.
To be honest, I don't see either of them happening because in the end, it's about toy sales, and both are not good for them.
Did you guys record my? Did we get my reason for white or for Pink Ranger Zords being white before my internet crapped out?
No, we didn't. Could you repeat that?
You were about to say it and then.
Okay. Well, going back to that now.
Right.
I think one of the big reasons is that the show is mostly targeted at boys, and no boy, I can speak from experience. No boy wants a full on pink toy to play with. Even though they've seemed to change that up with Drykara because that is full on pink.
Yeah, I mean they kind of switch it up at times, but that does seem like a good point.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I don't know. Maybe it also depends on the designers or something. I don't know who designs these things, but.
Because I mean, the only full on pink toy that I can remember besides Drykara is when they made the Shogun Megazord toy. Like they changed the white one to pink, and it was like full on pink.
Yeah.
Technically, isn't the Firebird pink too from MMPR season 2?
No, that's red.
Red.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like the pterodactyl from MPR.
Although that was also largely white.
Don't even get me started on
that. Before we do end this, I want to give a shout out to another favorite pink of mine, which is Rose. She's probably the only good thing about Overdrive. And she had kind of the tough thing going for her with being the smart one of the group.
True, but looking at Kendrick's smartness and looking at Rose's smartness, I guess they sort of projected Kendrick's being smart in a better way than how they projected Rose being smart.
Yeah, Rose was like full on genius.
I was criticizing Rose.
Hmm.
Well, well, no, she was. I think she. If we're going to compare the two, I think Rose was definitely the smarter one out of them because what she was in Mensa at like age 7 and graduated from fucking college when she was a teenager. I think something like that. But no, they're both pretty cool.
I'm currently trying to find another very pink Zord, but indeed it doesn't seem like there are any.
Well, if you do consider the pink Galactabeast before it turns robotic, it
Yeah.
is full on pink. But yeah.
Yeah, even baby pink, I mean. Or how do you call that?
If you're bringing up the point of baby pink, I do have to say something. Over the last suits and stuff from MMPR to Megaforce and stuff like that, the shades have also been different because I can clearly see that the samurai or Shinkenger suit for pink is a darker shade of pink than the other ones.
Yeah, maybe.
It,
That's
it's more
something
of
I've noticed.
magenta. It's more of magenta than the other ones.
Yeah, that's something I've noticed as well, and I've also noticed that a majority of Pink Rangers, like their helmets are sometimes, not always, but most of the time, they have a heart shape to them.
That's
Really?
true, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they're
like
visors or something like that.
go look at Kimberly's. Bat.
Kimberly's, it's true, true.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
then
Kimberly's and
you've also
Jen's for sure. And even
yeah.
Emma's right now. Emma's is very heart-like. Trying to think back to the others. Uh, Jen for sure.
Yeah, you already said her.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh well, I said her again. Booyah! Especially old Sentai too.
Yeah, but and it also seems that even if it's not actually heart shaped, it's still nice curves and just a
Yeah,
gentler
there
shape.
a lot of circular
Yeah.
shaped ones too, like Cat from Zeo, and oh, that's another one. If you look at her turbo helmet, it's got a slight little heart shape to it as well.
Yeah. And you also see it when when there isn't a pink, you usually see that the female one is a bit heart shaped as well.
Yeah, Tori's from Ninja Storm.
Yeah.
Hers heart's a little bit. Same with Kira from Dino Thunder.
Exactly.
That's weird. A lot of the female ones are like some sort of circular one too.
Yeah.
Looking at Gia's. Gia's is a pretty much a circle. Hmm.
Hmm.
I wonder why they do that.
Yeah, it just seems like they do the harder angles. By the way, can I just say that I really appreciate that nowadays they manage to have the helmets pretty much the same color as the rest of the suits. Because in the past you really see that sometimes the helmet is a completely different shade of the color than the suit
Uh,
itself.
like what? Give an example.
Like, for instance, the first Yellow Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, sometimes that yellow was like almost orange in the helmet and then the suit was just yellow.
Mighty Morphin Yellow. Go to Google. Check this shit out. Hmm.
Not always, but sometimes.
Might just be the lighting.
Yeah, probably, but it was bad. Anyway, I guess that's pretty much all we have to say about the subject.
Any final thoughts on Pink?
Pink
They're
rocks.
cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Actually, to be honest, with the TPIY and usually whenever I write something, I usually pick Pink to be quite tough.
Bragger.
Well, I
I
just
like
think
the
that's cool. It's more fun
Just
than some girly girls.
yeah.
That's just what I'm trying to say.
although I do enjoy the girly girl ones for sure. Sid is pretty cool.
I swear. I mean, I think she lived up to the name of a girly girl. It's like, she didn't try to turn tough or anything like that. I really liked that actually.
She
The
is
way
the
she
epitome
maintained
of
it.
Avengers.
I mean, sometimes it doesn't mind. I don't mind if things turn out to be like that if they're not trying to showcase it as something else.
Right.
For example, Vida. Vida was nice, but she was screwed up a little in the middle here and there.
That's funny. I really liked the character of Vita just because she was like the first Pink Ranger to like be pissed off at her color.
No, I totally I appreciated that too, but I don't know. Her moods changed a lot in
What
terms of character.
Oh, she was
wasn't
very.
that weird with Vita? Because didn't she already have like a pink strand in her hair, even though?
No, no, she had a green one, but
Oh.
she got a pink one later on.
She
Oh, I
changed.
thought she already had it. I
If
don't know.
you go back and watch the episodes, the hair and her color, or the
Yeah.
color in her hair, is the color of the ranger that they're focusing on. At least
Oh.
towards later episodes, I noticed that.
Because I do remember that most of the time her hair, that streak was green.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
don't really remember, but I'm just thinking like, hey, wasn't it pink?
She had pink. I know she had pink shoes on in the first episode.
Mhm. Anyway,
It's a
yeah.
crime not to wear your color when you're a ranger.
Mhm.
Zordon would totally haunt you forever for doing that.
So I forget who pointed that out, but somebody pointed out like in Mystic Force, they don't really try to go all out to show their colors. Like their colors are really blended in with each other.
Yeah, I think they do that more often though.
Yeah.
I think it did help because half the time they were wearing their capes.
True. Uh, well, any last thoughts before we wrap this up? Go pink.
Go pink.
Go pink or go home.
Right. All of that.
Well, we here at SpandexCast want to thank you for listening to us, and be sure to like us and follow us on all the social media outlets that we're on. And sign up to be a guest. We're always looking for guests. We like meeting new people and having different people from the fandom on. It's always great.
Yeah, here's some different voices and opinions.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a good time. We don't bite
No,
generally.
it's just a shame that no one listens.
Oh.
Anyway,
I'm a Red Mystic Ranger, Curie Pink. Thanks for joining me, Raging Phoenix, Shinken Pink,
yeah.
Orange Falcon, Megaforce Pink.
Yay.
Go Emma, Flowers Blue Bloom.
Flowers bloom, bloom. I'm gonna stop there
Cherries,
because I'll go
perfume, flowers bloom.
bloom, bloom, and
So
I'm gonna
many
kill myself.
to see.
Simon will hate us.
I am gonna kill myself when I get out. But still, no.
Oh
Just
god.
jump off a collector beast.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Good night, and may the power protect you.
Yeah. Cheerio.
Bye bye.